give a little pull forward, this little cover for electrical connection. This one's already been broke because it's been off 4,000 times. But normally it's just in there, here to loose. A little bit forward, up. The only thing that's gonna hold you up are those pins, so pins up. We have, these bushings are normally installed back here. Now how we got those out was we put a socket on the back and just, you can tap these through. Now when you pull them off, we've had this off several times trying to figure out. Anyway, so back that carbon up on the back side here with something and you can tap them through. You can use an air hammer, we don't recommend it. I mean, just lightly tap through. Not here, leave those ones. We just need that portion out on these guys. So tap that one out until it's bare. It looks like that on both sides. All right, so we have a new bracket design. Some of the early ones shipped a little bit different, but you're gonna get a Delrin piece and then the machine piece as separate units now. We've been getting a lot of questions on what to do with this. People are just installing this portion and they are not attaching the Delrin piece, which is in essence a bit of a protection piece. That's why it's made out of Delrin for the wing bracket for the GT3 RS. So you will find in that package these fasteners, your little 3mm Allen head on them, and then what we're going to want to do is attach these. Pretty straightforward. Before we install the bracket, I want to get those installed. For these, do not exceed, I mean, good and snug for most mechanics is just fine. You notice the ears are very small, but we do not want to exceed 30 inch-pounds on these guys. So we're going to torque it to that spec, come in right at 30 or a shade under. So go ahead and torque those guys down. And then your bracket is ready to install.
This is going to need some adjustment. There is a lot of play here. This is built in by design, because not all deck lids are attached to the car in the same way.
Get everything back together as we took it apart, but leave these guys kind of loose with that. Now that you saw Anthony probably install that with that 13mm bolt. These, when we ship them to you, will come with a stud that'll go through. So you'll just have to put a nut on the stud and it'll leave them loose. We want to adjust everything so that the pins line up when everything meets itself coming down into the unit. So at first we want these kind of loose and to float, and then with the lights out, we should be able to get in there, snug everything up to greet the sides. As you can see, these are high quality German plastic. So once we did some analysis, or I should say, I should give a shout out to Varus, our partners who make all this stuff with us. We saw that we were going to see a lot of downforce. Do you remember the specific number at speed?
It's like 1,800 pounds at 150 miles an hour.
Yeah, so there's a lot of downforce potential here. And once we saw that these were, again, high quality German plastic.
They're actually forged carbon.
There it is. I knew it. Engineer. That's why we keep them around. So forged carbon brackets, but we thought they could stress enough to they could break some stuff. So we didn't want to use just the factory size like the factory wing. So we came up with this Ferris. You guys are awesome. Thank you for everything you guys have done on this. This was an arduous process to get this to where we want it to be. So these brackets will greet here and we'll pin this in. Everything's gonna be married here. Worst case scenario, even if something cracks, you know, nothing's coming loose. So we've got you'll have it here, greeted here where it does with the latch. You'll have the hinges and you'll have the side brackets with a pin. Now you will have to pop the pin out and then pop the deck lid. Minor inconvenience, but again, with how much the Swan neck at 1800 at 150, the potential, that's again if you're at max downforce. We didn't want to take any chances. It would have been a bad reveal if we put people out on track and whole deck lids were flying off. So leave that loose. We'll greet that, and then with everything closed and the pin alignment is there, and we'll tighten again. That won't be a 13, that'll be a stud. We'll just tighten it up from the bottom here, and then we can complete the assembly kind of like you took it apart.